Good day everyone, especially to the Board of Judges. We are the Grade 12 STEM 6 Group 1 and this is our study entitled Charcoal Briquette from Coconut Shells and Corn Cobs as an Alternative Solid Fuel. Charcoal is the most common type of charcoal primarily used in rural areas and other institutional households. It has been used for the past decades and it's no wonder that its effect is starting to take place. In an excerpt of Franklin 2017, it is stated that about 30 to 35 million square kilometers of forest only remain in the world's total land surface. One of the reasons behind this worldwide trend is deeply rooted in unsustainable fuel wood. To reduce this problem, the researchers then think of an alternative replacement of wood as charcoal and end up as coconut shells and corn cobs. Both of these materials that would otherwise end up in landfills are given new use instead. This research aims to decrease the logging activity in the Philippines and provide environment-friendly and sustainable charcoal out of agricultural waste.
Coconut shells and corn cobs are still considered as an environmental waste. These wastes produce methane, a combustible greenhouse gas. In terms of combustion, charcoal is from the materials used to generate, extend, and enhance heat. Cutting and burning wood is used for making this material. However, these processes have an adverse environmental impact. This destructive effect can be stopped or lessened by using sustainable and combustible materials to produce energy, such as coconut shells and corn cobs, as these are proficient in treating eco-biofuel production. In addition, these materials can be converted to charcoal, as they produce methane gas that can produce energy. Using them as a charcoal can help preserve the remaining trees and reduce carbon dioxide emissions by using cleaner energy that it produces.
This study was based accordingly on the production and characterization of briquette charcoal by carbonization of agro-waste theory by Zubairu in Ghana, which is concerned with how the conversion of waste corn cobs biomass into briquette charcoal, managing solid waste effectively. However, another study theory was found in exploring the potential of coconut shell biomass for charcoal production by Ahmad, Sulaiman, Yusuf, Dol, Inayat, and Umar, which tells how coconut shell possesses remarkable properties such as carbon-rich and environmentally friendly solid fuel to other biomass and coal production. The theories connect the researchers and establish knowledge regarding this study. A relevant approach directs the researchers to test the hypothesis that mixed biomass coconut shell and maize cob charcoal is a naturally plentiful domestic energy source and is viewed as the most promising energy alternative for mitigating greenhouse gas emissions. Thus, combining corn cob and coconut shell produces an excellent result and can be used as an alternative solid fuel. To better understand some of the concepts and technically classified words in this study and for the reader's benefit, here is Mr. Eulalio.
The conceptual framework shows the IPO model of the research. The input shows the main materials to be used, which is coconut shells and corn cobs, as well as the statements that needed solutions, such as the performance of corn cobs and coconut shells as a fuel alternative, and the difference in performance of the homemade briquettes to the commercial one. The second box shows the list of the prices that needed to conduct. Gathering the needed materials for the research is the most important part of the process. Preparing the needed materials to properly conduct the experiment and doing the testing procedures of the made product to prove that the coconut shells and corn cobs as a charcoal alternative has an equal or higher potency to the already existing wood charcoal. And the output is the expected results of the product after the process that it undergone, which is a charcoal that is made from corn cobs and coconut shells that is more combustible and eco-friendly. This product is made from sustainable resources, so expected that the materials used will not deteriorate over time.
For the statement of the problem, this study was conducted to determine the performance of the combination of corn cobs and coconut shells as an alternative solid fuel. Specifically, this study attempted to answer the following questions. First, what are the demographic profiles of the informants in terms of names, age, social economic status, and charcoal usage information?
Number 2. What are the components of corn cobs and coconut shells that would make it suitable as an alternative solid fuel? Number 3. What are the edge factors of corn cobs and coconut shells charcoal briquettes against commercial charcoal? Number 4. What is the level of approval of the respondents upon using the charcoal briquettes?
Scope and limitations aims to determine whether corn cobs and coconut shells can be used to replace the usage of woods. The experiment or testing of the product was conducted on one of the researchers' area, Block 3, Lot 2, Bambang, Taguig City. The researchers selected 50 participants among the neighborhood who uses charcoal to participate on the said study. The scope limitation circles around the people preference of usage. Moreover, our current situation with the pandemic limits the activity conducted. Despite the difficulties on this research, the research conducted is proven efficient. The study on this research ranged from 2 to 4 months.
So, in statistical treatment, data were divided into two parts. First is frequency and percentage distribution. The frequency of the answers of the respondent on demographic profile and percentage of the socioeconomic status together with charcoal usage information was determined by P is equals to F times to 100 over N, where P is percentage, F for frequency, and N for total numbers of respondents. Second is weighted mean. The weighted mean was utilized on the study to get the mean scores of the respondents using the formula WM equals to Fx over N, where WM is weighted mean, F for frequency obtained from the number of responses, and X for weight of each values of the scale, lastly N for total number of respondents.
The survey questionnaire that is used in this study goes in a validation procedure. Ma'am Maria Ann Claudette Espiritu Santo and Ma'am Ofelia Diaz Tapan from Francisco P. Felix Memorial National High School and Ma'am Rain Lipar from Arellano University Andres Bonifacio Campus are the research mentors we consulted. The copies of the survey questionnaires are given to each one of them, and they ensure that the research instrument was acceptable for our study. The useful corrections and ideas for improvement of the structure of the research instrument was taken into account.
For the results, in demographic profile, the majority of the respondents are 17 to 19 years old. Most of them are the daughters of the family, which consists of 7 to 12 members. They might have owned their houses, but their income only falls between 10,000 to 25,000 pesos. That is why they choose to use charcoal instead of the cooking medium like LPG, because it is cheaper. They use charcoal 3 times a week, and majority of them purchase it in the stores in their neighborhood in a small plastic bag.
The components of corn cobs and coconut shells that makes them suitable to be a solid fuel lies within their potential energy. As both of them are biomass, this chemical potential energy is the result of photosynthesis transforming the sun's energy into a stored form. On the other hand, it has also been found out that this charcoal briquette has a low amount of sulfur, fine combustible materials, and a good ingredient ratio that, according to the informants, are incomparably better than the wood charcoal. Furthermore, the majority of the respondents approved that this charcoal briquette can really be a good alternative to wood charcoal. This can be seen in all graphs in the performance of charcoal briquette, wherein the total weighted mean are all interpreted as strongly agreed.
For the community, they must know that coconut shells and corn cobs charcoal briquettes can be used as an alternative fuel for the common wooden charcoal because the smoke that it produces is much cleaner and it is cheaper than the normal charcoal. The Department of Energy is recommended since it is in charge of promoting energy, environmental, and nuclear technology. Corn cobs and coconut shell charcoal briquettes must be tested so that they can be widely used as an alternative source of energy and heat. And because the researchers were unable to visit the DOST laboratory because they are not permitted to go outside,
Future researchers must recreate the study's experimental setting and evaluate the charcoal briquettes created from coconut shells and corn cobs. The percentage of ash, moisture content, and fixed carbon of both coconut shells and corn cobs are measured using the experimental technique. Finally, the researchers employ the experimental method to assess the briquette's performance as well as to test and prove a hypothesis.
And that is all for our presentation. Thank you for listening.